If you could come away with anything from this show is run.
Don't do independent
Don't
film.
do film.
What went wrong?
Everything. Oh, that's your question.
Yeah, that'd be my question. Everything. Well, yeah, everything. A lot of people say, well, why didn't you just, all that money that you spent on 30 feature films, why didn't you just save that up and put it into one big one? Because it still wouldn't have helped. I mean, we had...
Well, think about this. You spent all this time making all these 30. That's kind of practice. I mean, you wouldn't have, if you saved all the money to make one good one, you wouldn't have had that practice to make, even if you had the money to make a good one. Because you hadn't made all the mistakes yet. All the stupid stuff that went wrong, you're like, okay, now we know how to deal with that.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't, you didn't have the money to buy the proper equipment. We never had crew. I was, we had you and a couple other people that were PAs here and there.
Well, there were times where like it was just me and you, and I'd be holding light and microphone and camera.
And camera.
And you'd be talking, and then all right, we're going to swap it there. You hold all this and I'll talk.
When you have other independent filmmakers and they'll say, oh, look, oh, this is horrible, this is bad, or you get any kind of bad criticism, bad reviews, you're talking about comparing us to films that had one specific person that was set on audio, and they focused on audio, and that's all they did. And then this person was good with lighting, and they worked on lighting for years.
$50 million.
Yeah, basically there I am. I mean, my concept of lighting was people would say, "Hey, Brett, how's the lights? Can you see the actors?" Yes. Action. But that I think that's what went wrong was we were taken too seriously when we weren't trying to be taken seriously.
Yeah.
We were learning. We were trying to figure it out. And next thing you know, we're being held up against all these other filmmakers.
They expect us to be like professional, like coming out of California with a $50 million budget. And I was like, you can't compete with that. You got $20 in a Kit Kat. That's it.
Yeah, we were dubbed in Thai. That was awesome.
That was awesome. Actually, hearing myself speak Russian was awesome.
Что? Что я сказал?
Послушай, я тебе расскажу. Думаешь, у меня есть какая-то система, а? Хорошо, это, конечно, лучше, чем играть вообще без системы. Да, вот ты сказал, или это будет бумага.
Ты всегда показываешь камень, приятель. Пока.
Now, I always liked the fireside stuff.
The fireside stuff with that Civil War reenactment was just beautiful. I mean, the reflection, the golds and stuff like that was good.
Yeah.
Basically, we had a real fire, and we had the reflector, and we'd reflect it off of their faces, so it kind of shimmered.
I mean, even if you don't have a fire, you get one of your interior lights, and you bounce it off of that reflector, and you just kind of wiggle it a little bit, and it gives it this great fire side.
It works fine too.
Yeah.
But you got to use that gold side.
Yeah, the gold side really makes it look like fire.
Did the white side, the silver side, and the gold side, and I was like, ooh, Brett, let's stick with this. It's like, if I do this, it looks cool. When we did lighting, I would, instead of just having it on tripod, I would have the legs folded down so I could actually carry it like it was a boom mic, and I would follow him around with the light. So whenever he would just spin around the actor, I was following around with the light just right behind him. The first time I ever shot a film, I'd never done anything with film before. I didn't know what the hell was going on. Mm-hmm. I just know what he wanted. He told me to go get it. I go get it. It was Body Rangers. That was my first film ever. And it went flawlessly. I mean, it really went, well, compared to the others.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Compared to the others, it went pretty damn flawlessly. Getting everything done.
Mm-hmm. It spoiled you.
Yeah, it spoiled me because I thought, oh, this is easy. Mm-hmm. And then I started doing the other ones, and it's like, oh, hell's breaking loose. Yeah. Like, everything's dropping out here, actors dropping out, locations dropping out. Like, yeah. Then you start realizing, okay, this does suck.
All right, how was your day? I get a little bile on my lip.
And this is hard work, and you start planning for that. You start getting like, okay, we got Plan B location, we got Plan B actor, whatever, because
things fall through.
Stuff will happen. Period.
Yeah.
I think what did it for me was how we put all that time and energy into the Innocent Saga. It doesn't go anywhere. Then we make Serial Rabbit 3, and that thing ends up on Netflix.
Yeah. Which I thought was awesome. Mm-hmm. He took it as like a slap in the face.
Well, you get promotion. Maybe not the kind you wanted.
Yeah. I'll forever be the guy. That
I
made
keep
that
telling
serial
him, I was like,
killer
we need to
movie.
stick to the stupid. Stick to the Homer Simpson crowd and stick to stupid.
Well, I say that what we should have done is never actually made any movies, just videotaped all of those times where you and I were on the patio smoking cigarettes, thinking about these
Talking about-
movies, edit them down to 90 minutes and release those. Those would have been...
Well, there were some beautiful stories going on there. I mean, we
sure.
talked about some stupid shit, coming up with like ideas for movies. Well, what ideas for commercials too when we were working at the WB. We'd come up with some really stupid ideas. You know, that of course got canned because you can't put that on TV.
Did you know that the French were cowards even over 150 years ago?
and that's what you... I mean, and as especially independent filmmakers, that's what you need is a team like us that works well together and feeds off each other. But
One of them has to be crazy, one of them has to be rational.
We met at the WB when we were doing commercial production. Actually, he wasn't even commercial production. He was a salesman, and he just there's this
Worked
scene in
my way
Mauser,
into
it.
and he never came out of the production office. But I learned this early on. Brad's creativity and hilarity
Peaks and
starts
plateaus.
going like this, and
then
he's
just doesn't know what's
hilarious. Then it just
Drops off.
drops, and leaving everybody going.
What the hell just happened?
I mean, I remember. I mean, we had this character, this mascot that we're the WB guy that we were going to create, and we're having all these funny things about how he's a superhero. He's going to do this. He's going to do this.
Well, like, why not just make the superhero outfit his actual skin? He can't take it off. It's just his skin. And he's like, okay.
If you don't advertise with the WB23, you're a communist.
Those were some of my favorite ones, where we'd have, for instance, it was in Sierra Rabbit, and then we did it in a couple shorts recently. But the rabbit driving the truck runs over the guy, and that was
You couldn't really
basically-
run over an actor.
Well, you could, but
Same thing with the gunshots and the blood splatters and stuff like that. We messed with that for a long time, trying to figure out how to get a good blood splatter without spending a ton of money, without getting. We tried the avocado gun. That was just a disaster.
we had the air pressure.
It didn't work.
What
The
is the
pressure wasn't
avocado
high
gun?
enough. It's basically just a tube with some avocado and blood color mixed in, and you shoot it onto the person to make it look like flesh is just blown apart.
And we
we
tried
couldn't
that
get the
on
thing to
Mario
work.
Angels, which
So I just like, I'll just put it in my hand. And I'll throw it at their face. And it just looked like.
So here's our actress, and she's supposed to get shot, and her face is supposed to explode, and she's sitting there. And it looks like someone just rode by on a bike and threw a piece
Threw
of
some
ground
garbage
beef
at
at
her,
her. So she's saying, and she has some line like,
Maybe it's just that you two are so alike.
That was pretty funny.
so yeah, it seems like there's just this person on a bike driving by throwing ground beef at people.
We tried all these gadgets and the compressors and the little
the insecticide things.
insecticide pump up thing, and I was like, why don't we just blow in it? So I got down there with a tube, and it was basically just a little clear rubber hose. We had a stoppered on one end with a little hole on the side, and we put all the junk in there and kind of made it like that, like an old like an S shape on a sink set, like a trap. So it would hold the blood here so it wouldn't flow down to your mouth. And then put a little plug at the tip, so wherever we want it to shoot out of. And I just got down there and went, and it, I was like, great, this works. We spent all this money on this other stupid all I had to do was just get a hose and blow it through it. Like, all right, yeah, that's simple stuff works sometimes.
First, position yourself behind the actor getting brain panned. Have him or her take a mouthful of blood. Then have the person with the gun fire it. Have the actor or actress spit out the fake blood as they kick their head back. Instant brain pan.
If you got somebody's face melting or a car flipping or something, lens flares. Lens flares will cover up really bad CGI work.
Yeah.
I've done every time Sergio went back in time, I just never really had that, but you put that lens flare in it helps so much. And I learned that actually from Blade Runner.
Yeah.
How they were talking about how in Ridley Scott's Blade Runner, they never really liked the cars when they were flying through the city until they put those lens flares on, and they became so much more believable. So if you're looking at doing some special effects and your effect just isn't quite there, and you don't have the time to really put effort to put into it, then slap a lens flare on it.
I think that some of the zombie makeup was pretty good.
Yeah, we did get a lot on that.
But we didn't have enough time to actually do the whole body, so it's just like here and
all our zombies were only zombified.
Yeah,
We're hero.
only zombie from here forward. So it's kind of funny. We had this movie we were going to make, and he said he didn't really want to make it, but I liked it because it was just stupid as shit, and I love stupid things. So he said, "Oh yeah, you got 5 days to make this film." And I was like, "All right." It was like he called me up the next day, and he was like, "All right, I got something for you. I need it in 2 days. I need a black midget." I was like, "Oh, we're in Corpus Christi. The population is tops maybe 300,000. I was like, okay, how am I gonna do this?" I started. Of course, I just called everybody I knew. It was like, a midget. Period. I don't care what color. I don't care if it's green, purple, whatever. We just need a midget. So
Can you imagine just sitting
my
at
friends
work?
when I'm calling them, are like, "What the do you mean? You need a midget? What are
Did
you
you
doing
explain
with?
why?
What are you doing with him?"
He didn't have time to explain. He just
no.
okay, gotta go.
You don't have a midget. Fine, let's go. Bye. So I finally found this guy. It's just awesome too, because not only was he a black midget, but he was a black rapper midget. It was awesome, and then he was just beautiful. It was just the most awesome thing. So I called him up, and he just was in awe that I could actually come up with something that he thought I was going to throw a wrench into the whole deal, so he didn't get to film it, because he really didn't want to film it. So he thought, "Oh well, I'll give him this, and we won't have to do it." So I show up with the midget, and he had to film it. Ha ha.
Touche.
Either of you have any good outcomes with companies or rivalries where you make friendships? Or...
Initially, yeah. Usually, I mean, you like that. They're, "Oh, these are really cool people. I'm gonna enjoy working with them." And then one of them is your girlfriend. It's like, well, that's over with. One of the actresses was getting a headache, and she demanded that I get her green tea and Kit Kats, or she will not be able to act.
Warm green tea.
Warm green tea, because they make it cold, I guess. I don't know. Scalding hot.
And
anyway, she wouldn't be able to act unless she got her demands met.
I've never seen anybody in real life do this until that day. I have a headache. She actually did this,
yeah.
and I wow.
And I was thinking, like, where the am I going to get green tea at midnight on a Saturday in the middle of nowhere? So I was like, okay,
in a warehouse.
See what I can do. So I'm down there at this gas station going, "Y'all got green tea? Warm?"
I do remember you said you walked in and you said, "Do you have any warm green tea?" And she looked at you and said, "Do I look Asian to you?"
Yeah.
Advice for filmmakers: in hindsight, 35 feature films experience. Fire them. Fire them and do it all over again, because I'll tell you, because your that
product
happens,
is not going to be good enough.
And that's what it is. That's when you start compromising. That's when you start making the mistakes. That's when you start going. That's why I don't give a fuck about the lighting, because I got to deal with the actor for another 15 minutes if I got to deal with the lights for 15
or the sound or whatever, because you don't have time to check the sound because the sound guy's banging it into or hasn't done the little knobby on there to make sure it's not peaking.
Yeah,
and then you go to listen to the audio and it's like,
and how hard
peeking out.
How hard is it for you to realize that if this is your mic, that this is a mic, and I say it's directional.
This in front of the actor's face.
Yeah. I say point it at his face.
Oh yeah, they're pointed all over the place, but over here.
Yeah. Point at the mouth. I say it's directional.
How many times have I said that to that dip who was the big dip who was married to the troll?
Oh, good God.
He had just pointed all over the place, but at their mouth.
You would be pointing down, up. I see it pointing up, and I'm like, what? Are you not even looking? You know, I mean, no, but yeah, I mean, but you know, yeah, and you just, I'm done.
Feels good to let it out, doesn't it? Doesn't it feel better?
Am I Oprah? Do I need to have tissues now? I can be Oprah.
Oh no! It's reached that point where it's so
now
funny.
we can do this for fun,
yeah,
and know that it's not going anywhere.
Yeah, and not give a. It's like, you know what? We're gonna piss this person off. You, you us over. Then I'm not just talking about that. I'm talking about pointing the fucking mic. Clear. It's clear over here. It's a blue thing over there.
Shiny.
So damn it, Brooks. Call it here.
You all, just you and your dirty mouths.
I feel like he's gonna pull a bottle out from somewhere.
Producers who won't read the script. Producers won't read. Now, you were good at that. You were good at that. You'd read the script. But I had producers, and I say, hey, did you get this? I didn't know we needed this. It's in the script. I didn't read the script. Why not? I wanted to be surprised.
You gotta know what locations you need.